Hey, and welcome to College Cooking, where under harsh fluorescent lights, I show you how to make a delicious meal using a very limited kitchen and cheap ingredients such as might be found in your local college grocery. Tonight we'll be making chicken stir fry, but nice. Here I have some chicken already laid out, and what we're going to do is take these chicken tenders, and you can buy a pack of these for about $5, and cut them into thin strips diagonally. Each strip is going to be like that. And you can quickly just slice up an entire tender and move it over to the pile. And when we're all done, bam! So here we have a full stack of chicken. I should add that, although it's not necessary, I removed any nasty bits of skin that I found down here using my hands or occasionally a knife. Now, if you're really good with a knife, you probably had enough time to put some oil in the pan and get it nice and hot before you threw the chicken in. If not, let's do it right now. Basically, you want to use vegetable oil or canola oil because it can get very hot. It's good for sauteing things. It's cheap and it doesn't burn. It has a very high burning temperature. So you want to put about 2 teaspoons of that in the pan and then toss the chicken in. So got some oil in the pan, and now we're gonna trusty spatula and dump the chicken into the pan. Now what you want to do, spread it around, keep moving. You don't want to let it sit too long or it'll burn. And in the meantime, before it gets fully cooked, you want to throw in a dash of soy sauce, just so it soaks in. You did this instead of a marinade. And then turn the heat up a little if you must, and keep it moving. And you're going to cook it for just about 2 or 3 minutes until it turns white. Now you really want to be careful not to burn it, so as soon as it just finishes turning pink, I'm going to take it off the heat and transfer it to a bowl. And there you have it. This you can just put aside. Now to the pan, with the heat still on, you want to add a little more oil, because you lost a lot of it with the chicken just now. And you also want to add some sesame oil, and you want to mix it with vegetable oil because it's mainly for flavor. Alright. Into that hot mess, you want to add garlic. You can cut yours up, but I prefer pre-cut garlic. It's easy to use. And you want to add about maybe a clove's worth. You want the heat low at this point. You don't want to burn it too early. That smells amazing. In addition to garlic, you want ginger. You don't need a lot. Maybe a piece about that big. Just peel it like so. You can see what I'm doing here. It just comes right off. Peel off the skin. And once you have it peeled, you can grate it using a fine grater. directly into your pan, like so. It'll get very stringy, so you don't need all of that, but definitely scrape what you can get. Now, you missed this, but I washed my chicken cutting board with soapy water, because you do that immediately before you cut vegetables on it, otherwise you get diarrhea. No one likes diarrhea. So, I have here some mushrooms. My oils are getting hot, and I've washed these mushrooms, removed any stems that are too tough or fibrous, and I've dried them because we're going to saute them and you don't want them to be moist. You want them to be as dry as possible because they're already very full of water, and when you saute something you add a crispy shell, and it's very hard to do with wet mushrooms. So you just want to cut them lengthwise like that. Perfect sized piece. Yeah, that's about halfway done. And then we take them and toss them into the pan. Now we want to give them as much surface area as possible so they get nice and crispy. You hear that sizzling sound? That's them getting a coat. Now you don't want to keep moving them around like a stir fry because you want them to burn slightly on one side. So while that's cooking, cut up the other. While the mushrooms are sauteing, they will shrink. Stir them once to prevent them from burning. If you can, flip them over. You probably noticed they're already considerably smaller. And then as soon as you're done with the rest of your mushrooms, push them over to one side. And dump the fresh mushrooms on the other. The key here is surface area. You did it in half so that you could give these guys time to fry.